Hey you! Yes, you! Do you want to become a VTuber but you have no idea where to start? Well, let me guide you. Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of my little tutorial series, How to be a VTuber. We're going to be talking character design, character sheets, color palette, silhouette, all that good stuff. So stick around. Okay, so starting up strong, color palette, what is it? Simply put, I'm gonna put some examples on the side here, but simply put, it's all of the colors that your character uses. So for example, this would be my color palette. And you can probably tell what characters these belong to, because their color palette is recognizable, which is what you want if you're designing any character. Doesn't matter if it's a VTuber or a character for a show, just any character, period. You want a recognizable color palette. But you might be asking yourself, Tawny, how do I do that? Well, boy oh boy. Let me tell you, you don't want to cross more than about 4 or 5 colors, because then it's just starting to become a mashup of colors. And no, highlight colors and shading colors do not count into your color palette. Excuse me. And ideally, you don't have to. Ideally, you would want to keep your colors as close to each other as you want. Like, if you look at my character real quick, sure, the shirt with the red can seem a little odd, but if you take a good close look at my eyes and on my makeup, I have orange and dark magentas and pinks, so they're not clashing with each other necessarily. Like, they're pretty close on the color wheel. And if you know color theory, that's even better. But basically, I'm gonna put another example here. Color theory are colors that complement each other, for example, or cancel each other out and to make another color, like yellow and purple. You know, purple cancels out yellow, that's why silver shampoos and stuff work, and turns it into a neutral color. It makes the color neutral. It doesn't completely make a new color, it just neutralizes it. That's like a quick rundown of color theory for you. I'm not the best when it comes to color theory. Like, I know that blue and red supposedly complement each other. I have blue eyes in real life, like very, very blue. And I tried wearing some red eyeshadow because some woman told me that it would complement my eyes. It did not. It looked awful. But, you know, that's what color theory says, and to each their own, I suppose. But that's a quick rundown of the colors. Now let's talk about your actual character design. Now, there are many ways you could go about this. You could commission an artist to try to come up with something for you. Or you could use your own big brain imagination to try to come up with something. Or, you know, you could do what I did and just take stuff that you like and make it happen. I love the gothic-ish subculture. I'm in it myself. You should see my tattoos in real life. And I was like, I know that I want my VTuber to have elements of this because it represents me. And I love bats. It's my favorite animal. I have this really cute bat charm on my bag that I love. I've had it for almost a year now, and it's a little shabby by now, but I love it. And I just remember the pure pain I felt at 5 years old when my mom told me that you could not keep a bat as a pet. Moment of silence for 5-year-old Tawny. Anyway, I love bats. I love the alternative subculture. And I also knew that I wanted to be some sort of cat or fox, because you cannot tell me that you, as a child, did not want to be a fox or a cat. Me and my siblings, we would play foxes.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell.
That sounds really weird. I'm not a furry, I promise. Anyway, I was kind of unsure if they would work together, but you know, I think it worked out pretty well. But anyway, enough about me. When you're working on your character, you might do something similar, is where I was aiming at. Like, things that you really enjoy, and just mash it into one. Like, you could put a little brainstorm up, like, do you want to be a specific species? Do you want to mix species? Or something like that. Or, I've seen a lot of this, food VTubers. Like, their design is based off of a food that they enjoy. I would love to have a cinnamon roll VTuber. That would be so cool. But I don't have those kinds of skills. Anyway, character design. How do I do it? Once you've decided kind of roughly what's, like, at least the species of your character, is it going to be human, is it not? You can, again, start to work with an artist, or you can, I've seen a few people do this, you can use Picrew as a way to, like, get a rough idea of what you want your model to look like. Obviously, you shouldn't completely rip something off of Picrew, like, just take the elements that you want. Anyway, I've heard of some people that use AI and, like, pick out, again, like with Picrew, but they use AI and they pick out the stuff that they want. But don't use AI, bro. Anyway, there are so many ways to make a VTuber. You don't have to have it in the anime style either. Like this guy, for example, his model is really freaking cool. Because it just, remember, the model doesn't have to be a specific way. And you could do it like her. You could be any species that you want. You can be a dog, a water dog, which is pretty awesome, but I've seen a lot of water VTubers, water models recently. They're really hard to rig. Take that from someone who is a rigger. They're pretty not so fun to rig, but they look sick. Then this person, for example, I love this. Like the way she added the paws and the fur going up on the thighs, kind of looks like thigh highs. I love it. It's sleek, it's nice. But like I said, be creative with your model. You don't want a model that you could mistake for someone else's. And I'm gonna get in a little bit more on that. Character silhouette. What is it? And why do we need it? And why do we talk about it? Why do we care about it? Well, like I said, you don't want your character to be easily mistaken for somebody else's. And how can we check that? With the silhouette. Like, if you look at this guy, who do you think this is? Exactly. It's Mordecai. And you knew that because of the silhouette. He has an easily recognizable silhouette. And a character's silhouette can also tell us a lot about who the character is as a person. Like, I hate to take them as another example, but if you look at Plankton and you look at Patrick, who looks the most evil to you? It's found that characters with a more triangular, spikier design are more easily perceived as evil or some kind of bad person. So just keep that in mind. This like I said, this goes for all character design. OCs, everything. It's just basic character design. It's like how anatomy goes for everything. Just, you know, yeah. This is my silhouette on the 2D Vtuber model that I have been working on. And I know it's not the most unique, but it is out there. Like, if I showed you this, obviously after I had revealed my model, but if I showed you this, you would know that that's my model because you recognize it as my model. And you can recognize it just from the silhouette alone, which is what you want if you want to actually stick out from the crowd of VTubers. This model does not stick out from the crowd at all. It has a long fluffy tail, like I have cat ears. It doesn't stick out. The only thing that sticks out is the bat wings on my head, and I've been too lazy to add the bat wings on my back. But anyway, that's character silhouette for you. I hope that some of this was actually useful to you, and that you could take some information away from this to hopefully create your own little VTuber model. That has been all from me. I will see you in the next part of my VTuber tutorial series.